Hi, it's Jochen, the online agent. And today I'm going to give you a brief update on how specifically AI has impacted the real estate agency business as well as the marketing. I have now a couple of examples for you that I've screenshot up front before we go into the live demo. And I simply asked ChatGPT, why should I use you without any context? So it says you can do, for example, information retrieval, but note it's as of 2021. So the latest info you will not get unless you have a paid account. You can do language translation, writing assistance. That's what we're going to go into shortly, to write articles, to write advertisements, to write headlines, etc. Or you can simply practice with it in a foreign language and also personalize user experience, which is a big thing in marketing. Right, so people want to hear what they want to hear. So you have to adjust your message accordingly. Then I asked ChatGPT why you should buy a new launch property rather than a resale property, because myself, I'm focusing on new launches. Of course, you can ask the reverse question if you do a resale property, and it'll come up obviously with a different answer. But I must say it's not totally complete, but it's pretty decent. For example, customization, warranty, better financing options, potential capital appreciation, and probably better amenities than old houses, condos, etc. And if you look at the language, writes in proper, grammatically correct sentences, and I find it pretty amazing. I mean, all this was obviously written by a software computer and not a human being. Now, I start with an example of a bad question, because you probably also heard that saying garbage in, garbage out. All right, so if you don't ask the right questions, ChatGPT might not give you the right answer. Totally out of context, I've asked ChatGPT to write me an ad for property listing. Why is this a bad question? Yes, it's relevant, but it's bad because it's totally unspecific. What kind of listing? Is it a house? Is it a condo? Is it a beachfront? Is it a city center? Is it a good location? Is it this or that? Give it a bit more context, and it can come up with a better answer. But nevertheless, it came up with certain features like interior, kitchen, etc., amenities, and so on, which for out of context question, actually, I think is not too bad. But I'm going to show you how to ask better questions and what the answers are. I'll do this as a live demo, so I also don't know what it's going to say. But if it doesn't give me the right answer, of course, I can always, like in real life, when you talk to a human being, rephrase my question and ask again. And over time, ChatGPT will actually learn what you have asked. It will memorize it and eventually get to know what you're really after and give you better answer. That's the power of artificial intelligence, right? It's not static. It learns, it improves over time. And that's pretty awesomely amazing. So I'm going to switch now from the presentation to my browser and have a chat with ChatGPT. Okay, so I've switched over from the presentation to my browser right now to ChatGPT itself. As I mentioned earlier, the URL is chat.openai.com. And ChatGPT actually remembers your previous chats, what you have done. And this was the last one I did, the one I showed you just now. And if you like, you can also share a link to this chat for another user, to, let's say, your colleague or somebody you collaborate with, in order to let them have this as well. So I'm going to have a chat with ChatGPT right now, and let's ask it about funnels. For example, I could ask a question: what is the most effective way to use funnels in real estate digital marketing today? You should phrase your question as specifically as possible. Let's see what it comes out with. Quite a lengthy article. These are the 4 stages that apply to marketing. And then, of course, the 5th one, the retention stage. So this is how a funnel works, as I have also taught you earlier. I'll post a screenshot of this into the presentation so that you have it available as well. So let me ask it another question. How can I best use follow-up funnels? automated email sequences, personalized communication. As I said, this is quite important these days too. Or drip campaigns, sending little bit by bit every day, perhaps a small piece of information, so that the client essentially retains awareness about you. And I ask it, why is the angle useful in real estate marketing? For beginners, I will always include the real estate marketing, but after a while, I will not have to do that anymore because it can remember what I'm talking about here, this subject. Sometimes it can take a bit of time, so just bear with it. All right, so here we got our answer. We can use a funnel for lead generation or lead nurturing once we have the lead to keep in touch. For segmentation and personalization, that depending on your client segments, you don't send them the same email, but different. Efficient resource allocation, so you have less work to do. You can optimize your conversion, which is obviously something that you really want to, and build long-term relationships. So that is why we use funnels. Play around with it, ask your own questions to ChatGPT, see what comes out, and most likely you'll be amazed. And if not, ask a different question. I wish you all the best. Jochen, the online agent. So now I'm going to have a chat with ChatGPT. This is live, and I also don't know what's going to come out of it. So let's see. But as I said, if you don't like the answer, just try again and ask a slightly different question. Since we're into Facebook marketing, I'm going to ask ChatGPT to write me a Facebook ad. Write me a base. You should not use abbreviations if possible, because it might not know all of them. Facebook ad for a new property launch called XYZ. Resident launch called XYZ. Residences. USP, unique selling points are great location, luxurious fittings, or some facilities. And let's see what it comes up with. It even thought of the disclaimer. Pretty cool. Some agents might forget that. So this is the ad it came up with. I'll post a screenshot in the presentation later. Introducing XYZ Residences, the epitome of luxury living. This sounds like really like a marketing agency has written it, and then I'll post the text. I'm not going to read it out to you, but it talks about location, fittings, facilities. But in my view, for an ad, it's a bit too long. So I'm going to just copy and paste this. And I said maximum 100 words. Keep it short and concise. I'll give it additional instructions, how long I want the article to be, and I'll just try again. So this is your 100-word article, and you can choose. It depends on what kind of advertising you're doing on Facebook and what kind of audience you have and what kind of property you're marketing, obviously. Whether you want a short one or a bit more extensive one like the first one. There's no right or wrong. But ChatGPT can help you in either case. Hopefully you can make use of that. So let's do one more example. I'll use the same example. I'm going to tweak it some more. Facebook offers you A/B testing. So I say 2 Facebook ads who do A/B testing. One ad should be formal and one informal. You can chat with it like you would with a human. You don't have to know any development coding or anything. It will understand what you're asking. It has written me 2 ads for my A/B testing. I'll copy a screenshot into the presentation. Then you can simply use this and copy into Facebook and do your A/B testing and let Facebook decide which is the winner. Of course, you need to add some images and all that, as I've taught you. This way, you don't have to scratch your head for a long time. What should I write? What should I write? It took me 2 minutes. This way, you can save a lot of time. Also, potentially avoid grammatical or spell mistakes that could dissuade you. So now I'm going to have a chat with ChatGPT. This is live, and I also don't know what's going to come out of it. So let's see. But as I said, if you don't like the answer, just try again and ask a slightly different question. So we're talking about Google advertising or pay-per-click. I'm just going to give you a few examples in that respect. First, I'm going to ask ChatGPT. I specialize in new launches, so I take an example of a new launch, condominium. Write me a headline or a Google ad for a new launch called XYZ, which attracts attention maximum, because Google headlines, as you know, is limited to 30 characters. 30 characters. You can chat with ChatGPT like a normal human being. Of course, you have to write it down, but you don't have to write any codes, or you don't have to know anything. Just type as you normally would talk. So let's see what we come up with. Luxury Unleashed XYZ residences. Not bad. So now I can write the description. Write me a description for Google ad. The description has 90 characters. And the USP are location, facilities, and cities. ChatGPT, write something, please. Unmatched location, opulent facilities, and luxury fittings. I don't really like the opulent. I'm just going to try again to generate me something new that I like better. I like to keep it informal. Epic facilities, prime location, and stylish finishes. Wow, I like this one. Is what I would now simply copy and paste into my Google ad. And you can, of course, generate a few other headlines and description, as you need not only one in Google, but you can just repeat the same process a couple of times. And then you have probably a pretty good Google PPC ad. And anyway, Google tells you your ad strengths, whether it's good enough or not. I'll do one more thing. For a new launch property in Google Ads, which keywords should I use? Because keywords are obviously important for Google PPC. Location, property type, features, amenity, lifestyle, and buying intent, invest, purchase, upscale, find your dream home, etc. So you can see which of these you like, put into your ad. This way, ChatGPT makes things for you very, very easy, and you can save a lot of time. But beware, of course, you still have to apply some common sense and see what actually is applicable in your property, because that one it wouldn't know, especially since the data is as of 2021. Anything newer than this, it's not in there. So now I'm going to have a chat with ChatGPT. This is live, and I also don't know what's going to come out of it. So let's see. But as I said, if you don't like the answer, just try again and ask a slightly different question with more details or more clarity. We're talking about retargeting and remarketing. So I will simply ask ChatGPT for its opinion, how I should best do it. How should I best do retargeting in real estate marketing? Once I've mentioned real estate 2-3 times, you don't have to actually type it anymore, because it knows that's what you're talking about. You can have pixels, you can have custom audience, email, dynamic, video, captive frequency, optimize the landing page. I'm not going to read out all this to you. Just wanted to demonstrate how powerful it is, but I'll post a screenshot into the presentation so that you can read it at your own fair timing. Let me ask it something else. How often should we target a cold and a warm lead? The key here is to ask the right questions. If you're very unspecific, you're going to get a very unspecific answer. But I wanted to know the difference between cold and warm leads. And that's what has given me this answer to what I wanted to know. Just try it out. And over time, you will get better and better at asking the right questions. And ChatGPT will better too. Because as an artificial intelligence program, it actually learns what you want, what you're after, and customizes it to you. If your friend does the same query out of context than you do, they might get a different answer because it's lacking the context. So it learns over time. And that's one of the powerful things in AI, or ChatGPT specifically right here. So now I'm going to have a chat with ChatGPT. This is live, and I also don't know what's going to come out of it. So let's see. But as I said, If you don't like the answer, just try again and ask a slightly different question with more details or more clarity. But it's pretty awesome and amazing, and I'm sure you will like it too. And you can try it out yourself, obviously. Thereafter, just get your free ChatGPT account and get going. Over time, it will learn, it will improve, because once it knows what you want to know, what kind of questions or information you're after, then this is gonna be pretty useful for you. I'm gonna ask it, what is the best way to create video and or real estate marketing? Let's see what it comes up with. Showcase your property, include a strong call to action, use staging, visuals, music. You can use different platforms. I'm gonna post the screenshot of this into the presentation later, so you can read it at your own leisure. You don't have to try to keep up with ChatGPT typing away here merrily right now. It says, remember to showcase the unique aspects of a property, evoke emotions, and deliver clear message. That is very true. However, that is one thing that AI still cannot do, to evoke emotions, right? It's a computer. It doesn't have any feelings, but it tells you to do it. You obviously know how to do that, since we're on this subject. How to evoke emotions in a video ad. Leverage music, focus on human connections, testimonials, compelling voiceovers or narration, sense of urgency. Right, so people, I want this now. I will give you two more examples. The first one is, write me a formal email to remind a customer to come for its review appointment at a show flat. If the customer has given you his email address and indicated he's interested to view the show flat, then, people write, so they forget and things happen. So you have to send them reminders. And let's see what ChatGPT recommends in terms of content for such a reminder. I've told it to be formal. You can also do this informal if you like, then you will get a different reply, obviously. That's really the power of AI. So let's see. Now it writes the email. You can see it here in real time. Oh, now you might wonder, where does XYZ residences come from? Earlier on, I asked it a question about XYZ residences, and it remembers that. And that's what I said. AI keeps learning. And even I didn't put it into the question here. It still remembers it and includes it into that email. So that is really, really amazing. And it has also remembered what it recommended to me in terms of the unique selling points of XYZ residences. And it repeats them in the email, so the client gets to know them again, because, people forget, especially if it's been some time. I'll post this email screenshot into the presentation as well. There you go. We got our email. Or if you want something for your website, write me an article for my blog in informal styles about XYZ residences, because it already knows this place. I don't have to repeat all the USPs, including USPs. ChatGPT knows them from before. A funny words. Now you see it's informal, so it starts with hey there and so on, even including disclaimer, and it has written a nice article that you can now just copy paste into your blog. Amazing, right? Just try it out, and over time you will get better and better at asking the right questions, and ChatGPT will better too. Because as an artificial intelligence program, it actually learns what you want, what you're after, and customizes it to you. If your friend does the same query out of context than you do, they might get a different answer because it's lacking the context. So it learns over time. And that's one of the powerful things in AI, or ChatGPT specifically right here. Play around with it, ask your own questions to ChatGPT, see what comes out, and most likely you'd be amazed. And if not, ask a different question. Wish you all the best. Jochen, the online agent, signing off.